What's going on, guys, and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to make just kind of a short video as to why I chose and why I went back to intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting to me is something that is easy to get into. So if you say that you're going to go this diet or that diet, most of the time you have to go out and buy it. Like if you say that you're going vegan, which don't take that as a negative towards vegan. I'm actually doing this coming week a full vegan challenge, but I'll make a whole nother video on that. You have to go out and buy a bunch of food in order to do that. If you say you're going keto, you have to go out and buy a bunch of food to do that. If you say you're going paleo, or you say you're doing any of this stuff that you say that you're doing, you usually have to go out and buy food. You can start intermittent fasting with the stuff that you currently have. Now, if you have nothing but pizza, you can start it. Now, I'd probably eventually go buy some stuff, but let's say you only have pizza, right? Well, you start tonight at 8 o'clock. If you set a 16-hour window, just the next day when that time comes up, you can eat. Now, just eat less, but you can get right into it. So you can literally start intermittent fasting right now without having to go out and buy anything. It just makes it easier to get into. Another thing that I love about intermittent fasting is that I personally love to eat, and you can probably see that just by looking at me, but I love to eat. And the problem is, if I eat breakfast, I'm gonna be eating a bunch of calories. If I eat lunch, I'm going to be eating a bunch of calories, and then if I eat dinner, it's going to be a bunch of calories. So from where I love to eat, I struggle eating 300 and 400 calorie meals multiple times a day. It doesn't fill me up. It doesn't make me feel satiated. It just makes me constantly kind of angry because I'm always constantly hungry. Now, you may be asking, well, doesn't not eating kind of affect you in the same way? And strangely, it doesn't. Intermittent fasting has never bothered me to the point to where I feel hungry, which is kind of weird. I've had fasts. My longest fasts, according to this app that I use, is 25 hours, and I never felt hungry in that entire time. It's like I've trained my body to say, here's a window. Even this current time, like even though I've only been doing it for 5 days, because I did it for a month last November, but like even though I've only been doing it for a short amount of time, this time my body recognizes that, hey, you have an eating window. So when I'm outside of that eating window, my body doesn't feel hungry. Now, I do think that people get into trouble with intermittent fasting, and I've mentioned this in videos past, but I do think that people think that, well, hey, if I cut calories here and cut calories here, I'll just eat 500 calories for dinner and then I'll be good. That is not the way to do this. When I do intermittent fasting, I still make sure that I hit 1,600 calories at least, just to make sure I'm not malnourishing myself, because that would probably set up a whole lot of bad stuff in the future, but I do still make sure I maintain my calories. The benefit is, as I mentioned earlier, I love to eat, so when I eat dinner, I eat 1,500 or 1,600 calories, and it's amazing. And strangely, it doesn't set me up to the point to where I want to binge. Intermittent fasting has helped binge eating a ton because, I set that window and then I know it's done, and I don't feel like eating after that or whatever. I don't know if you should consume 1,600 calories at one time. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I just know that this is kind of the approach that's working for me. So yeah, that is why I chose intermittent fasting. It's super easy to get into, and I knew that I didn't get paid until the following Friday, but I was like, hey, I can go ahead and start it. And then I mentioned that I wanted to do challenges, which again, I'm going to do a vegan challenge next week, but that's a whole nother video that's coming. And yeah, so that I love how easy it is to get into, and then I love that it allows me to eat a ton of food but still maintain low calories. That is super cool. So I don't think it's for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that, but let me know down below what you think. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Or what? I know that there's a ton of people. I have a buddy who's like just really into just be smart, and I wish I could be smart, man. Like I wish I could. I wish I could just be super, because this dude is a super fit dude. It's my buddy Gabe, and I really wish that I could, and I've tried it many times. It's just I can't. Which, maybe an excuse, I don't know. But this seems to work for me. If I could get up and eat oatmeal for breakfast and then raw or lean chicken breast for lunch and then something for, like, that would be ideal. But it's just not really feasible for me at the moment. So I could if I really put my mind to it, I'm sure, but it's just, I can't do that. So, but anyway, yeah, that is where I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.